Hello fellow developers, hope you are having a great day. This is Andrew talking, and today's episode is gonna be about property list and info.plist in particular. First, what is info.plist? The info.plist is a configuration file used in macOS and iOS applications to store various metadata about the application, its settings and capabilities. It's essentially a property list file written in XML format. To retrieve data from a plist file in your macOS and iOS application, you will need to load the plist file into memory and then access the specific data using the appropriate key. Keep in mind that if the plist contains a complex structure, nested dictionaries or arrays, you will need to traverse the structure accordingly to access the desired data. In this tutorial, we will create our own property list, populate it with nested data and data in a root of the file, and finally retrieve the data using property list serialization. So let's get started. First of all, let's create a simple property list file. Alright, so here we have our property list called tutorial list. Inside of it we have two properties, test and number, in the root of the file, and two data structures, array and dictionary, with each have one property accordingly. So now let's get back to the view controller and write the code to retrieve data from this property list. Alright, so here we have our function. First, we're getting a path to the resource, then using file manager, we're casting our contents to data, and inside of a do catch block, we're doing property list serialization from data into the dictionary. If you have an item in the root, it's pretty easy to retrieve it. You just call dictionary and name of the item, in our case it was number, and cast it as integer. If the item is nested inside of the dictionary or array, first we need to traverse the dictionary and then we are getting to the item inside of the dictionary, and the same for the array. But the difference, in array we don't have a key but we have a index. In our case it's first item, so index is gonna be 0. So now let's call our function inside of view.load and then run our code. So if you check the plist file, the data retrieving works correctly. So that's it with info.plist and property lists in iOS and macOS. If you find this video interesting and useful, give it a like, consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't done it yet, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next episode. Goodbye.